I got this thing loaded up. You might see this better in this camera. Kill a man 3 times before he hits the ground. In 3, 2, 1 second. When we started, I got sick of using regular mic stands because they would either fold or just break on me. So I ended up just going freehand for a while, and I fucking smashed my face open. You can't see it because I have giant eyebrows, but there's a big scar right there, and 6 or 7 stitches. Bashed my face open. Jury's still out whether it was my knee or the microphone. So I still say it was my knee because there's a big splat of blood on my knee. Let alone the pool of blood underneath. The blood on the guitar, the drums, the bass, the ceiling. It was a good show. The chain was really just because it looked cool. And it was kind of a cool idea. Metal to metal. So we stretched it out, got her all nice and straight. Which you can see it's not anymore. When it started off, it was probably another 3 inches taller, but over time it's broken and bent and been re-welded. So it's a little more on the crooked side now. We welded up the chain first. Found an old cultivator shovel for a base. No better base for a mic stand. It's fucking solid and it ain't gonna rust. So slapped those together, and that was pretty much it. Threaded the top so I could screw clips on there, but they break more than the mic stand does. So the chain was straighter, so it probably stood 3 inches taller. And I had a different sword on here. It was the Marble Darkness sword. It was just a decorative sword. This one's a little more functional, but still not entirely functional. Well, the sword was, I just like swords. That's the main reason I had one on there. This one, now that this thing is aged a little bit and been broken and re-welded and basically tempered and bent, it gives it a little more, a little more solidity. It'll take a little bit more beating. Like back in the day when I used to, we'd, what song is that? Hit Freedom. We'd hit Freedom, and no, it was fucking March of War. We'd hit the March of War part, and I'd fucking slam the mic stand down, be kicking it, jumping on it and shit, so yeah. Yeah, like I've had the mic stand for probably 13 years. And we played quite a few shows in that time, and she's broke, I don't even know. Probably more than you could count on your hands and feet. Well, sometimes you just need a little more air than you have. So what I really like about this thing is you push on it, it's got a little bit of spring. So you can force that last little bit of air out if you're doing a scream or if you're doing a really long high note or, something like that. But sometimes you get carried away and you push a little too hard and you bend anything enough and it snaps. It's more like doing sit-ups with weights or resistance. Just gives you a little more, a little more squeeze, I guess, that you couldn't do just with your muscles, or with your stomach muscles, I should say. I think everybody should have a good solid mic stand. Unless, if you don't plan on moving around or, pushing to get that extra force, then you don't really need it. But I just found over the years with the telescopic mic stands, they only tighten up for so long. and then they just buckle and they fall down in the middle of a show. And then the other ones, with the crappy sort of lever deal going on there, they just bend. Like there's no putting any force on. Like you can move side to side, but that's about it. This thing also has stopped me from falling over a few times. Just because, you know, you get carried away, you start throwing your head around. Next thing you know, you stumble a bit. This thing weighs probably 20, 30 pounds, so it can it can save your ass in a pinch. The sword is made out of just 1/4 inch regular, not plate steel, just 1/4 inch flat bar, basically. And I didn't temper it or harden it or anything. I basically just got a flat bar and, you know, took a grinder to it and sanded her down, and I took a chunk of oak I had kicking around and made the handle, hand carved and hand hammered rivets. Nothing on it but gun oil. There's no finish on this thing. I don't know, gun oil works better than just about anything, I think. The lettering I got done at Hydro Designs in Regina. They cut out the old In Darkness and a stick man for me. If I had to put a price on it, like material and labor wise, it's kind of like taking your car to the mechanic, right? The parts usually don't cost you shit, but the labor kills you. Yeah, I don't know, this thing is basically just formed to the way I sing and the way I perform over the years, with it breaking and being readjusted and re-welded and constantly remade kind of thing. So it no, I wouldn't part with it for anything. I'd have to make a new one. I used it all the way through the first album. It's like walking an old muscle car up to the stage. There's always somebody that stops you and they're like, "Whoa, can I take a picture with that?" Or like, you know, something like that. I just kind of finished this up end of October. I was working on it for a while, and I'm sure it'll change again every time I find different materials, or every time it breaks, something always changes. So it's kind of an ongoing piece of art. Yeah, we were doing a show at O'Hanlon's in Regina, and we were having an awesome night. You know, it's a great place to play. Nice stage. They got the balcony up top, and the place has always got good walk-in traffic. So it got carried away, and we were just rocking, and I think we were at our third last song, and I picked the mic stand up to move it and kind of gave her one of those, a little too hard, and the sword just shattered into pieces. There's like 5 pieces, because it was a decorative sword. So the top came off, the handle came off, the wings fucking flew across the stage. It just shattered into pieces. Luckily, it didn't go off the stage. Nobody got hurt. So I kind of kicked the stuff to the side as we were playing, and we hit our last song. We got about halfway through, and I did it again. Gave her one of those, and the whole mic stand just collapsed. Same thing, just snapped right off. So it was a pretty good show all around. I mean, it was fun to see. It was fun to do, tell you that much.
What about when you fell off stage with it, though?
Hey, that's not supposed to be in the video. And then you can do like a right after.
I see.
And then it comes back to me answering.
Yeah.
I could do that.
So we played in Edmonton. And I had recently broken my ankle, so I was kind of almost ready to do without the cast. So I decided I was going to do the show without the cast. And sometimes when you hit the road, people really like you, and they give you lots and lots of beer. So again, we got into this show. We were just rocking, having a great time. And you know, me 1.5-legged jumping around like an idiot still, threw the mic stand down, and if you've ever seen any of our live show videos, you've seen my jeans. My jeans caught on the sword. I tried to hop over, and seen I was going straight off the stage. So I just tucked and rolled, and the sword came with me right off the mic stand, hit the floor, didn't miss a note. You can ask the guys about that too. So I got back on stage, kept rocking. The handle took me probably 2 days. By the time I figured out a shape, started carving it, and I didn't have decent chisels at the time, so most of the shaping I actually did with sandpaper, and then did the stick man with the Dremel, burnt it, sanded it back down to get the outsides light again, kind of thing. So you can see the ever prominent in darkness stick man. And hand hammered rivets. So, well, the mic stand altogether, it's got to be 20, 30 pounds. And the funny thing is, I'm the only one who it doesn't seem to try and maim. Everyone else, no matter, I could leave it in the farthest corner of the room, somebody will tip it over and get stabbed by this, or hit themselves in the head with it, and it's pretty fun. It hasn't killed anybody yet.
If your mic stand could talk, what would it say?
It would probably say, fuck them all. Kill a man 3 times before he hits the ground. No, I mean, the sword would definitely kill you. It's not sharp or anything, but it weighs a lot, and there's many points on it, so. Yeah, I mean, you can kill a man with this sword. Mic stand too, I mean, shit. You hit somebody with a cultivator shovel, they're going down. Doesn't matter, you be Mike Tyson, you ain't coming back from that. Well, it's really just formed its way over time to the style of singing and performing I do. Like, it's the more I break it and fix it and change things on it, the better it seems to work for me. Well, it's a tool, yeah. I wouldn't call it an instrument, but it's definitely a tool. Only major problems I've had with the mic stand is because it's all metal, and sometimes the sword gets loose to the stand. You'll get some clanking on the microphone, or you'll get some extra ring if you have it in the clip and you're holding it and singing into it. But usually, as long as you take the mic off the stand while you're singing, you're good. But it all depends, on your style. I got this thing loaded up. Classic in darkness stickers. Let's see, you might see this better in this camera. Classic in darkness sticker. The new in darkness stickers. $50 to $100 actually probably over 100 hours into this mic stand. Just between small fixes and making this sword.
What would you do if anyone stole it?
I'm not going to have that on record, so if it ever happens, then I can still plead insanity.
Thanks again. We're in darkness. Come check us out some other time. Until then, check out indarkness.ca.
But let me tell you, it would not be good. It's like if somebody kicks your dog.